Hey, ladies and gents, is Dewis here with a look at the Deluxe Dark Templar Legion builder. This Mythic Legion figure from Four Horsemen Toy Design has caused a little bit of a stir on the internet. This is my first time looking at him, first time opening him, but we had a troll reviewer who gave it a bad review and slapped a giant fail on it. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with not liking a figure or thinking it's not worth it or anything like that. But he got a reaction from the Mythic Legions fans and the folks on the Cabal, and he wanted a reaction. I think he got like 3,000 views last time I checked. Not even going to mention the guy by name, but most of his reviews get very, very few looks and mentions and listens and comments. But, being ultra negative and coming out with a completely uninformed, misguided look at this Deluxe Legion builder, absolutely missing the point of the whole reason it's a Legion builder and the Four Horsemen put it out. And not having just the simple skills that would allow him to pose the figure properly with a shield, and then just kind of throwing his hands up, I guess, and declaring the entire figure a fail. That's what stuck in people's craw. That's why he got a bunch of pissed off comments from people on the Cabal. And, as a figure reviewer, you don't have to like a figure. Your opinions are your opinions, right? But don't just try to troll people. The same reviewer later came out with, a tough guy sort of profane, screw you, Mythic Legions fans, video where he admitted that he's a troll, where he admitted that he loves making people have extreme reactions to his videos. So, mission accomplished. But then don't go and play the victim and say, hey, why are you guys targeting me? Why are you guys pushing back? Why are you guys pissed off just because I don't like the same figures you like? And then saying, oh, you're a bunch of man babies or crybabies or whatever. This guy was, I don't know him personally, but judging from his internet persona, he seems like he's just a real troll and a jerk. But hey, he could be the nicest guy in the world. He's just somebody who, is desperate for clicks and wants to defame and slander figures. Now, there were a couple of things that were wrong with his review, and I'm, going to look at them. And okay, first of all, I got to say, this guy is freaking awesome. Okay. He is a beautiful figure. He's wonderfully designed. I think most Mythic Legions fans and people who don't know Mythic Legions that well would be thrilled to have this guy in their collection. Now, the thing that they have to know is if you don't pre-order Mythic Legions, and you're going to be paying a premium on the secondary market or from, resellers. You could get this guy originally, I believe, for $26 or somewhere around there, straight from the Four Horsemen. And for that much money, this guy is a bang-up deal. He's a million times better than your, run-of-the-mill Marvel Legends or figure that you're going to get at that price. Now, so first off, he complained about the price without going into or mentioning the fact that this was originally available much cheaper direct from the Horsemen. So yes, nerds and action figure fans and Mythic Legions fans, yeah, they can be, they can be man babies, they can be crybabies, and they can complain about stuff they shouldn't complain about, just like anybody else. But they also expect you as an action figure reviewer to do some basic research, like how much the figure originally cost when it was available. And this guy didn't, and he was complaining about the price that he paid for something that he didn't pre-order and something that he bought from secondary sources, and they have to have that markup because that's the only way they're going to stay in business. But so there was that. There was the price, and then second, he was complaining about the amount of paint apps on this figure. Well, the whole idea of a Legion builder is that it's a cheaper figure because it doesn't have those paint apps. It doesn't have every rivet and bolt painted. It doesn't have all that to keep the price of the figure down. And he had no concept of that. He also didn't know how to pose the figure with the shield, and then complained that he couldn't pose it with the shield. And it's a fairly easy thing to do if you just spend a little time with the figure. Maybe just spend a little time with the figure and figure out how the articulation works, how the shield works, whether it swivels and all that. And you can get a number of different poses of this figure with the shield. You can get it that way. You can twist it. You can get it up close to the body. You could get it away from the body. You could get it down on the side. But if you don't know what you're doing, then you're going to be like, oh, look at this. Articulation sucks. So this is like way worse than Marvel Legends. And that's what that guy was doing, right? Was he doing it because he was ignorant and he doesn't take the time to do his research or learn how to pose a figure? Or was he doing it to get clicks? I think he was just doing it to get clicks, to have something to complain about, to put that big fail on it, to have people react. And then the reason I think that is because he came out with that second review where he was just basically blasting Mythic Legions, telling them, F you, you bunch of babies, stop crying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're not crying because you didn't like the figure. They're looking at you and they're saying, hey, as a reviewer, you didn't do what you should have done. You didn't research the price. You didn't research the fact that this has far fewer paint applications to keep the prices down. But the paint applications that it has there are neat and clean. I love the shield. It's perfectly executed. I love this cross here in the center, and that's perfectly executed as well. Then you have some more black here on these things on his helm, right? This is a basic sword. It's got a nice steel finish on there, right? So it looks metallic. But hey, if you want to add some little extra accents there, like if you want to paint in this part so that it looks a little better, that's very easy to do. Even if you just take a chrome Sharpie and hit up each of the rivets, all of a sudden it's going to have more pop, right? Or if you're a full-on customizer, just paint them up however you want. You just want the parts to mix and match. And you know what? I love having this guy in the background of my display. He's not a main named character. He's just a member of an order, and he doesn't have the fanciest armor, but he looks super duper cool. So I'm just going to keep him exactly the way he is. Normally I don't, cover the posability and articulation of these figures because it's a very, very, it's a figure that poses really well. And all of the figures basically have the same articulation, but this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. The joints are tight. It can hold a whole bunch of poses. If you're halfway decent, at posing figures, you can get it into deep battle stances. It's got the rocker ankles, so you can do that. And, he's a guy in plate metal armor, right? You don't need him to be doing calisthenics or whatever, but there he is, sitting down, or, you can have, he's got nice big feet, so you can have him lunging forward. There's full range of motion in the head, especially wearing a helm. The pauldrons pop up so you can raise the arms pretty well. No, is this a Marvel Legend? No, it's not. He's not Spider-Man. Take a look at the Marvel Legends that they've done for knights, like Black Knight or whatever. This is so far superior to that. Articulation-wise and design-wise, everything. That it's no contest. This is the best articulated figure that you can get, I think, of a knight, and still have it work. So it doesn't have spindly legs or unsightly joints or any of that stuff. So yeah, so look, good range of motion at the waist, right? Doesn't have a bicep swivel, doesn't have a ab crunch, but you don't need that. He's a knight, right? He's fully armored. He could, he can do the splits. And no knight's going to do that, but he's got the soft loincloth and he's got the soft fold, so he could do that. He could do some gymnastics, the knee goes as far back as you can possibly expect. Like I said, really good rocker ankles, so you can swivel the leg and the foot and always have it planted on the ground like you want. And complaining about the shield is absolutely, completely ridiculous, okay? I think maybe it is time to update the shield, but hey, if you can't figure out how to have him hold it on the shelf and make it look cool, that is on you, right? It's got the swivel back here, and it fits nicely in the hand, and however you want. Hold it straight up, hold it sideways, hold it in, hold it out. It can do it. It can do it. So Deluxe Dark Templar Legion Builder, I think, is going to be a favorite. I hope this guy has a lot of people look at his review and then look at other reviews and figure out that this guy's just out to hate and to get clicks. So he's a troll. He's admitted he's a troll. He says he enjoys being a troll. And if you're a troll, don't complain when people react to your trolling, because that's exactly what you wanted them to do. That's it. So don't complain that you're being attacked. Don't complain that you're being threatened. You're not. It's people, taking some of that negativity that you're generating and just shoving it back in your face because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about because you didn't do the research. It would have been easy enough to do, but you did a lazy review. You didn't, figure out how much the figure was, and the fact that the things that you were criticizing aren't really things that you should be criticizing. Criticize, anything else, but hey, don't complain about not enough paint apps on a figure that the Four Horsemen tell you this is a minimal paint app figure, and this is one that you can, gussy up yourself. Don't complain about that. Don't complain about a price that you paid from a secondary source. If you go on eBay and you pay $400 or $500 for a figure, I don't think it's worth $400 or $500. But you know what? A lot of these go up in value and they're in demand, and you can pay $400, $500, $750, $1,000, $1,200 for some of these old Four Horsemen figures. I don't think they're objectively worth that much, but people will pay that much. So if a reseller needs to put a markup on a figure to resell it, and you pay that markup, that's on you, right? But look at the original MSRP pre-order from the Horsemen, and this is really for $26. Anything in that range, $30, $35. This is a great value for that. So you get the sword, you get the scabbard, you get the belt, which I'm not going to put in there, but it's pretty easy. You get a pike, and you get this really super cool black Templar shield, and that's it. It's a Deluxe Dark Templar Legion Builder, perfect exactly as is, and perfect for customizing, which is the heart of our community, right? If you want to put a different head on it, if you want to put fancier paints, or if you want to go and do it yourself, do it. Have fun. It's a great figure. It's not a fail, not even close. So that guy who drummed up the negativity, congratulations, you got noticed, you got some attention, right? But you also expose yourself as kind of a jerk. Somebody who doesn't know anything about Mythic Legions. Stick to Marvel Legends, talk about what you know. So anyway, like I said, that guy could be the nicest guy in the world. He's just putting on a show for folks. He's putting on a tough guy show. His second video, he starts talking about wokeism or whatever. That has nothing to do with anything. Nothing. There's nothing political about these figures, So just shove it with your tough guy persona. You're not a tough guy, and stop posturing on the internet. Nobody's impressed. All right, this was signing out.